Madam President Kathy Kauf, Madam-elect President Ulla Madsen, distinguished members of this For Optimists International of Europe organization, dear colleagues and friends, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the jury of the 2013 Peace Prize, notably to its chair, Ms. Madsen, and her colleagues, Bolette Christiansen, Françoise Ferry, Trine Jensen, Mimi Jacobsen, for having honored me by conferring me this year a so meaningful and prestigious prize. It is a great honor for me to receive it today, at the end of an important conference that you had. And I think that it constitutes a special recognition of the efforts I spent serving justice for several decades. More than that, it demonstrates that my beliefs and the values inspiring my actions are shared at least by 35,000 professional women from 58 countries. This is an immense achievement for me. Thank you all for remaining committed to build and maintain peace through one voice. I'm sure that great momentum created by your 20th Congress of these days in Berlin will last for a long time. I wish that your united efforts will ensure the best conditions for a successful accomplishment of your ambitious plans you have defined within this beautiful and attractive frame, I quote, visions of a paradise. By experience, we know that it is possible to translate those visions into actions, that it is possible to change and turn ourselves from the hell to the paradise, which essentially would mean a peaceful world. Alas, every day we are experiencing failures and frustrations, realizing that violence and very serious violations of the most fundamental rights are still prevailing in many parts of the globe. Every day, unimaginable atrocities are perpetrated against many innocent victims. Very often, our intervention is too late. It has been the plight of the victims of those atrocities that compelled me to start my 14 years journey around the hell. Having been shocked by images of one of the most efficient butcheries of human beings during the spring of 1994 in Rwanda, I felt that it was a duty to act, contributing to restore their normal life there through reconciliation. In fact, in July 1994, the military conflict ended in Rwanda. But at that time, there were just winners and losers. A reconciliation, a true reconciliation was needed. Only an independent, impartial, and international tribunal could help achieve a true reconciliation. By establishing through lawful and fair processes what happened, what is genocide or what? Who was responsible for that? Who were the victims? This was the UNICTR mandate. However, this tribunal has been from the beginning a challenge per se. Similarly to the UN ICTY, the International Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia, it has been the first experience of use of justice as a measure against serious threat to international peace and security under Chapter 7 of UN Charter. Without any precedent, without its own enforcing authority, without its own police, with the desperate need of states' cooperation, and with an essential need of building trust and confidence among the Rwandan population, we were obliged to maintain at any occasion the highest level of professionalism, ensuring at the same time compassion and respect toward victims and witnesses. Almost 9 years of my life at UNICTR, prosecuting genocide cases and other cases of crimes against humanity and war crimes. Often I was writing my motions and other procedures under the moonlight, which was the only available light. Having a lot of pressure because we should act quickly, very quickly and well, in order to not lose important evidences. And one problem is that witnesses were dying because the consequences of the genocide, and we would lose witnesses and evidences. Some often, many witnesses died, among them women which were affected of AIDS subsequent to rape they suffered during the genocide. Almost 9 years during which I have had the privilege to be among those who put the first stones in building a new system of justice, the international criminal justice, which ensures justice even when and where there is no justice possible at national level, because an ongoing conflict causing the failure of the national judicial institution, or because the lack of rule of law, or for other reasons. A system that allows no one in position of authority to use his or her power for enjoying impunity. What a change. During these years, I was specially taught by Rwandan people, in particular by Rwandan women. Among them, I would mention a girl I met during one of my visits of the massacre sites. She told me, through an interpreter, that she had no school anymore. Her school was located nearby, where we were, and it was destroyed during the genocide. She said that she would very much resume her studies. She was one of many, many orphans surviving the genocide of 1994. I met with her soon after having visited a site called Murambi, with rests of thousands and thousands of people killed during April 1994. I was so demoralized, thinking that as a prosecutor, I was useless because no witness remained alive to give evidence in our cases before the tribunal. After having heard the girl, I was forced to continue my work, even with more energy than before. Also, I was impressed by the courage demonstrated in court by women and young women, giving evidences on rapes they suffered in quite atrocious conditions during the genocide. They had to face painful questioning by the defense and on one end, and they had to go against culture and tradition in Rwanda at the time, according to which women who were raped were shamed, rejected, and marginalized by their own families. Thanks to those victims who accept to testify, in Rwanda today, raped women are recognized as victims who deserve protection. In many other occasions, I was taught by Rwandan people and Rwandan women. And the most important lesson I learned that a courage for one day is not enough. What we gain is not forever. We have to persist. And we have always someone, even in the most terrific situation, which urges us to think about the future. Today, I would like to express once again my admiration and deep respect to these women that led and are leading real changes in their country. To them, I wish to dedicate this prize. Saying about victims, unfortunately, the UNICTR system did not permit to go further and recognize rights of victims to participate as such in the proceedings and demand reparations. This lack gave me good reasons for continuing working in the field of international criminal justice in the International Criminal Court as registrar from 2008 to 2013. In the last 5 years, the registrars made great advance in tackling unprecedented obstacles to delivering justice. Having the opportunity to contribute to the mandate of the ICC as a registrar is the highest privilege I have had in my career as a jurist, as a woman, but most importantly, as a person devoted to the values and the principles represented by the ICC. I began my mandate in 2008 when the world was celebrating 10 years since the adoption of the Rome Statute. During my administration, the proceedings of the court were duplicated. I have experienced many firsts with unprecedented obstacles and challenges, including financial restriction, where we present to the world and to the states parties to the Rome Statute the big success we have achieved, having thousands and thousands of demands of victims for reparation. For some states, the option was to abolish the participation of victims in the proceeding because costing too much. So a big struggle to defend it and to preserve it. Victims today can concretely exercise their rights. The utopistic concept of access to justice as fundamental rights, indivisible rights of everyone, is today a reality. Victims' rights protection is a core part of the international criminal justice systems. Victims' protection and reparation is core for peace. I cannot conclude my remarks without mentioning that the successful mandate of the UNICTR and the ICC has been possible thanks also to the support of the civil society, whose role has been and remains crucial in developing a culture of peace through justice. Governments are still more keen to invest in military equipment and weapons of war than for justice. That represents a real mistake and a big threat for peace and security. Justice is a weapon of peace. If we want genuinely a more peaceful world for the future generation, we should invest more in weapons of peace.